We suggest 3 levels of the process. The first one is in embedding the paradigm. Secondly, is creating a platform of ethos. And the final one is creating sets of practices that everyone can just act their way into a new way of thinking with. Things that they can do that will fundamentally change the culture of the organization.
Key for making this cultural shift for us was changing the scorecard, just changing what counts. One of the things that we realized we had to change, and we're in the process of changing, is that it was entirely possible for someone to be serving, making a huge difference for the kingdom outside of church programs that we offer, and they might not show up on this 3CMS database. They might not show up as contributing at all.
If you want a movement, then you have to have a clear understanding at least, or somewhat of an understanding what a movement looks and feels like.
For example, I'm thinking about a guy named Cliff, a guy who owns his own company. It's called Remote Link. He actually took part of his company and started another branch of it in the Philippines in partnership with one of our missionaries to do economic development there. Well, if you go on our database, his name doesn't even show up as a 3C Christ follower. It doesn't count because we didn't invent that program. I mean, it's just stupid. We got to change that.
At the center, we've now got paradigm. The paradigm then informs the ethos, which creates the spirit of the organization. And out of this ethos, we create sets of practices.
And as we teach on those topics, we try to bring it from the teaching then into the practice to bring that culture shift. And twice in the last, I think, 18 months, we've done these commissioning moments. There's a particular place that comes to mind, a particular group of people that come to mind. You believe that you're called to impact. We'd love to have you come forward, and we actually want to commission you.
Most people, I think 80% plus, are going to simply be changed by doing something that is consistent with the paradigm. In other words, if you set up certain sets of practices, people will act their way into a new way of thinking by simply doing that.
But that day we did. We had a couple thousand people that came forward and got a chance to anoint them, give them our blessing, and we even asked them particularly, who's the person or what's the place that you're called to? And it was stunning, the stuff that people said. I mean, they had real places, like I feel like I'm called to this neighborhood, or I'm called to be involved in this school, or I'm called to work in this little league.
But don't forget that someone's got to do the paradigm work, and that's key leadership. Leadership also has to be involved in creating the ethos, but the practices everyone gets to play.